What's going on, money lovers? Welcome back. I'm here today with Sal Caruso. Very excited to have you back. I can't believe it's been close to a year.
It's. I'm glad you invited me back to talk about and what's going on today in the industry and give an update. Before we continue, I do want to make this disclaimer. Any stock or any security, anything we talk about is strictly for informational purposes. It's our opinions, my opinion, no one else's opinion, and we are not recommending that you buy or sell. I tell you, this is for your viewers, that we're not recommending that you buy or sell anything that we discuss unless you do your own research. I am not. This is not a one size fits all conversation here. We're talking general conversations about specific companies, stocks, products, or I mean, the economy, macro and micro discussions we're having. So, anyone that listens to your podcast here, they should do their own research on anything we discuss. They should review, Scotts Miracle Gro. If they like it, great. You make the decision. You want more advice? By all means, call me, and I'll be more than happy to give you much more detail and make an informed decision.
I know we've had a couple conversations um, about Scotts Miracle Grow, the company. So I've been buying shares of that company recently, and I was just wondering, what your take is on the company. What attracted you to it to begin with?
One of my clients actually pointed the company out to me when it was trading at around 150 to $160 a share, and he had pointed out that he thought he missed the opportunity of buying it when it was at 80 to $90 a share. So I did some investigation and I looked into it, and I liked what I saw because at even at 150 to 160 a share, it was still pretty much fairly valued with a lot of room to grow. Raymond James and other companies have strong buys on the company. They have price targets of $200 or more, anywhere from 200 to 250. Recently, with the stock hit an all-time high of I think 235 or 240 a share, and then since then has pulled back. I'm trying to get a quote and look up.
I think it's around 142 now, and I know the PE ratio is around
Yep,
14.5.
yep. And the stock hit a 52-week high of $254. And then just in January, January, February of this year, in March, it just started a steady downturn, to where it is now, to back at the levels that I originally when I was originally looking at it. And honestly, I do not see the reason for the downturn. The company has beaten expectations on revenue and income and net income. It's still rated a strong buy at Raymond James and other companies, but they have lowered their price targets on the stock. The company itself has increased its earnings guidance at that last earnings report. So this is the only thing I can explain on this company is it's a buy the rumor, sell the news type of stock because it came out with excellent earnings reports. It came out with excellent forecasts, yet the company is still on a downward trend. Um, technical level, it looks like it's poised to bounce back. Hopefully this is going to be its bottom. I think it might have hit a bottom at the 141, 142 range because it's been holding steady at a steady pattern there. Now, I'm not into technical analysis. I do believe in it though, because I've seen, technical analysis is where the stock moves basically just on a chart, has nothing to do with fundamentals of the company, has nothing to do with earnings, has nothing to do with news, good or bad on the stock. It's literally a chart. It's almost like a scientific, um, a scientific computer generated program that it hits this price and it either keeps going lower or higher.
I'm with you there. Not big into the technical analysis, but I do take it into account at least a little bit because all too often you see these stocks hit the point of resistance, and it tends to either, if it goes below that, it'll really tank, but if it bounces off,
Yep.
that usually is the bottom.
Yep.
um,
So yeah, so it looks. I really like the company a lot. It's been a leader in its industry, as far as in the gardening space and the uh, landscaping and all that. So it is a leader in the industry. And what attracted me to it more than anything was that it didn't occur to me how big of a player it is in the marijuana industry. Okay. And as more and more states and governments legalize marijuana, and now more and more people can grow, the product and can grow the plant, that they might look to a Scott's Miracle Grow for fertilizers and equipment and lighting and all other things it needs to grow healthy marijuana plants and turn them into pot.
that's definitely the where a lot of the upside comes from. I know with their last quarterly report, their cannabis segment, it's called Hawthorne,
Yep.
that they had acquired, and it grew 48%,
Yeah.
quarter over quarter. So that's definitely something to be excited about with the
Yep.
company. And that's another thing I like about it, is that that's just a bonus to me. To me, it's a sound business. It's not like, because that's the problem I see with all these cannabis companies, is that there's so many of them, and realistically, how many will survive? The
Right.
majority are losing money, and I just feel like there's going to be an oversupply.
Right.
Versus, what Scotts Miracle Grow, they're taking a different approach to it, and regardless of the outcome, like, they still have the
Right.
legacy business to fall back on. But
Yep.
I feel like they're onto something, though, and it seems like they're making a lot of good acquisitions. I saw they got another company that had to do with hydroponics,
Hmm.
so it all relates. And historically, I've looked at a company like Altria as a safer way to play the cannabis markets, because I know they have a stake in Kronos,
Right.
but their acquisitions have not panned out so far, at least. So I feel like Scott's Miracle Grow, to me, is the best way to play the cannabis markets,
Yeah.
because, like I said, it's a sound business, and then the cannabis segment is just a bonus.
Yep. But yes, I like the company a lot. I like the company a lot, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I think because of that, the cannabis exposure. I mean, there's two theories I have as to why it's down so much. I mean, it obviously is a cyclical business. They don't make much money in the winter,
Right.
but also that it's kind of, at this point, tied to a lot of cannabis companies, and just the cannabis index, because
Right.
there's some cannabis ETFs that hold Scotts Miracle Grow,
Right.
so it's kind of dragged down when that market is not doing so hot,
Yeah.
which I think has been the case lately. So
Yep.
if there's news on federal legislation, stuff like that, could be a positive catalyst too.